You know, this is, I used to come and do these all the time. I haven't been here since this building got done. I've never even been in here. I have not even seen this building finished.
You can come visit.
At some point I will.
Yeah.
But I mean, you guys do everything online. You know, you take my money every month right out of my bank account.
You're a good bill payer.
I'm one of the good ones. I'm lucky.
The pink note.
I see.
And people came in today and they said, but I'm not using it every month. Why do I have to pay you?
Oh, right.
And they love that.
Well, he'll have to explain that one, won't he? Huh?
Well, you people voted on it at town meeting.
Yeah, well, that's right. That's right. We need the income, don't we? How you doing?
I'm doing good, Gino.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
All right, thanks for doing this.
Hey, no problem.
First time we've ever done it, right?
Yeah, I think so.
How do you like your new job?
I like it a lot.
How long you been at it? Not that long now, right?
No, Bob left April of 2017.
Yeah.
So jumped in then. Yeah.
Can I go? I can't go. I have to go out this way still, right? This is the only way out?
Yep.
Yeah. So we got to go through that traffic. I was going to go to Wisconsin.
Okay.
You show us those new hookups, right? There's a few of them over there. Is that all right? Or
Sure.
is there something else you want me to say?
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Were you working for the town? Were you working for the company?
Yeah, so I've been with Comet since 1999. I came over, Bob was looking for a hydrogeologist to get into our, he was really concerned with the groundwater, the aquifer, how we were using it.
Yep.
So about 20 years ago.
Now, your dad
was the DPW director, right?
I remember him well.
Yep.
Good guy.
Yeah, and I was always coming home to spend weekends here, so.
Oh, I see.
When Bob called, we jumped all
Did you grow up here?
I moved here in the 80s, right after high school.
Oh, you did?
My wife was born and raised here, so.
But how did your dad get here?
He left Colorado, took a job to move back east.
Did he come before you did?
He did. He was here before I was.
I see. So you came to see him and decided that you would stay.
Yep.
So is that your training in geology, did you say?
Yeah, geology and hydrogeology. So.
That was a good jump. Did you think you'd ever get this job? Did you have a feeling you might get this?
No, I pictured myself as a consultant, kind of on the other side of the ball. And that was, I did that for quite a few years. And it was way different than what I expected. I was in a big company at first, so I was like employee number 3,800 and whatever.
Yeah.
Stuck in a cubicle all day, jacket, tie, the whole 9 yards, and you really have to be, the commuting, everybody, we all complain about the traffic here, but off island, when you're driving into the city is not good every day. I mean, we have it bad here sometimes, but it's much worse.
It just seems to get worse. No matter where you live, it's getting worse and worse because more and more people they're staying in urban areas. More of them move to urban areas than rural. So this is what happens. So getting back to what you did, when Bob hired you, what was your job then? What did you specifically do for the layman that's out there?
So we came up with a plan to put a whole bunch of groundwater monitoring wells in, do a whole bunch of geophysics, and come up with a 3D groundwater model that shows the aquifer and what happens when we pump it. We were looking for saltwater intrusion, anything like that, try to find out how much water we have and how to best manage the resource.
Do we really know how much we have?
It's millions of gallons. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
And
so, like I tell everybody, at low tide, if you go to Monomoy Beach, you see water pouring out of the beach, right? And the birds drink the water. Birds won't drink salt water, so it's fresh water. The aquifer is full and it's pouring out on the beaches. So,
where can you see that?
Monomoy is a good place to see it. Monomoy Beach.
Oh, it is?
Yep.
It's pouring out of there?
It pours right out. It's never been the quantity of water that we have, and the quality is great. It's been carbon dated. I think you've heard me in a few meetings say, glacial water from the Wisconsin glaciation.
Well, we're going to get into some of that because, we are really lucky, aren't we?
It's better than bottled water. It really
That's
is.
what I tell people. I had some guests stay at my house recently, and they wanted to get bottled water, and I told them, don't do it.
Yeah.
You don't need to. We got the best water that you can drink.
Yep.
When we think of the ponds, Maya Comet,
Yep.
do those ponds actually have water seeping through them too?
They could. They could.
They could.
You could look at a pond, and some ways you could say it's just exposed groundwater, right? It's just there's no ground over it. So they do influence the groundwater, and groundwater we can see a lot of times. A few years ago, when Maya Comet was extremely flooded, the roads were closed off. The groundwater table at that time, Comet's been keeping track of the groundwater elevation for probably 35 or 40 years consistently. A few years ago, that was some of the highest groundwater level measurements we've ever recorded. So the water was way up, and it affects the ponds.
Now, can groundwater seep into the aquifer?
Yes. So we get a recharge. All the rain that falls, there's billions of gallons of water that land on Nantucket in snow or rain every year. And we get a percentage of that, makes it down into the ground, about 20 to 25%.
That much?
Yeah.
That much.
So we're getting,
wow.
We're getting some calculations are, several billion gallons of water of recharge, and Comet pumps about 600 million gallons of water a year. So we're only pumping 6 or 7% of the recharge that's coming in.
Got it. And because there's so much,
Yep.
that groundwater blends with the aquifer,
Yep.
and it's still drinkable.
Yes.
Because, quite frankly, you wouldn't drink the groundwater.
Right.
Our groundwater has all kinds of stuff.
It
Fertilizers.
does. Yep.
Right?
Yep. And luckily,
What's the thing on the Cape there's a big thing going on over there? They can't even drink their water.
right,
anymore.
they have
PFAS or
PFOA and PFOS, which is a big thing now.
Okay,
which is in
tell
everything.
people about it, because this is going to be big here too at some point.
It could
sure.
be big here.
Yeah.
It seems to be wherever they look for it, they find it.
They say it's in 95% of human beings too now.
Yeah, so it's anything that has to do with a lot of the fire suppressants and fire protective equipment has it. The gear that the firemen wear, anything that's waterproof. We own Gore-Tex, North Face jackets, Columbia jackets.
Exactly.
Anything waterproof, anything Teflon coated.
Teflon.
So when
Dental floss.
dental floss,
We're putting that in your mouth. You're getting it in you.
Yeah, your great, non-stick pan that you're cooking your stuff in.
Well,
That's covered in it.
didn't Hyannis just start this summer, start a lab? They're going to start testing their for PFAS.
Yes, and it won't be long before the state mandates that every public water supply samples for it.
Yes.
At Comet, we've always been ahead of the curve. We sampled for it back in 2015.
Oh, we have been.
Yeah. So
we're good. We're good.
We found no PFOAs or no PFOS.
But if we keep going the way we're going, if we keep allowing fertilizer in the groundwater and 25% of it goes into the, does it make sense with everything that's happening in the world with the environments, the way we're treating things? Does it?
We need to slow down a little bit. I think. Yeah.
Do you see a time where we just say no more to the weird chemicals that are just hurting us? Really, we're finding that.
I do, and like with the PFOA and the PFOS, Dow Chemical, the creator of that product, they found a replacement. We don't know what the replacement does to you. It could be worse. It could still have some effects, because if you're going to have the same characteristics, it's got to be similar in compound. So it's tough. It's tough to regulate everything. I am thankful. I'm thankful that the landscapers here on the island, Comet has a great relationship with them, with the irrigation companies. Several phone calls. If we're in a water drought or anything, people manage it really well. The Landscape Association has been great.
But what can they do? If a homeowner says, "I want that lawn greener,"
I think they've been standing their ground a little more. And I know there's still cases where it doesn't happen, but I think for the most part,
unfortunately, we don't have laws that say you can't do that anymore.
Right.
I can't see the future continuing the way we're going. I just can't see it.
No, they'll have to. Some other steps are going to have to be taken, but
because when you look at like grasslands like this, right? I mean, there's insects living in, flowers, wildflowers. You look at, some grass that people have fertilized. I mean, it's just a green desert of nothing.
Right.
There's no life really on it. And it just looks good.
Well, you'd be happy with my backyard then.
I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that.
We kind of have to lead by example.
That's my one big peeve is the way we treat the environment. I was just talking to somebody about foresight. We were one of the first places to put bike paths in. And how much business has that helped us with? I mean, we have drawn so many people to this island because of our bike paths.
Yeah.
We don't even think about that anymore. We just take it for granted.
Right, that it's just here.
Yeah.
And we're just adding another one and nobody really thinks about it.
Exactly. And they're so needed.
Yeah.
So important. So anyway, all right, so we got that out of the way.
Yep.
You're doing well. I saw you at the Selectmen's meeting. Things are going good. Is this tank doing okay up here too?
Yeah, it is. Sconset, it's a unique situation because it almost shuts down every winter. I mean, there's, maybe 100 or a little over 100 hardy souls that stay out here in the winter. So it's really we treat it almost like a seasonal system. This time of year, the pump will come on and fill that tank every day. In the winter time, the pump will run every 6 or 7 days.